Welcome to the Best of Beaver County, presented by St. Barnabas, a weekly segment dedicated to putting the focus on the amazing things and the amazing people behind them in Beaver County. The Best of Beaver County is sponsored by and content is provided by St. Barnabas. The show airs every Thursday from 11 to 11:30 on WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM, and Facebook Live. Now, with no further ado, let's welcome host Mike Romigh to introduce today's program.
Good morning and welcome to the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. I'm Mike Romigh. Since 1900 and counting, the St. Barnabas Health System has become a trusted name in healthcare, focusing on compassionate and quality care. Today in Allegheny and Beaver and Butler counties, we offer a full continuum of care for our patients, residents, and retirement community family. The St. Barnabas Health System has developed into a visionary leader in the healthcare industry, offering an array of unparalleled healthcare services from skilled nursing to extensive memory care activities and programs. Additionally, the medical center has world-class doctor and dentistry teams where patients can receive a full range of services under one roof that also include comprehensive rehabilitation, home health and home care, hospice care, and palliative care. Building upon its heritage, St. Barnabas continues to reach out to those in need and lives out its mission through individual and institutional services, which help the health and social needs of those in our care by increasing the quality of life. Men and women are invited to join in the work of continuing Christian caring, healing, and teaching, and along with St. Barnabas, bear witness to its founder's reminder, God is able. I'm sure that we're all aware of the work that continues along the Beaver and Allegheny County border, from the completion of I-576 to the Amazon hub and the modernization project taking place at the Pittsburgh International Airport. Here to talk with us today about that work and many other projects that are keeping our region in focus on a global scale, please join me in welcoming Mr. Paul Hoback. He is the Chief Development Officer at the Allegheny County Airport Authority. Good morning, Paul, and welcome to the Best of Beaver County.
Good morning, Mike, and thank you so much for having me on your show this morning.
It's wonderful to have you here. We were talking off year, and you tell me that you are actually a resident of Beaver County, lived here all your life, and now reside and have resided in Vanport Borough. So tell us a little bit of background on yourself.
Yeah, sure. A little bit about me, Mike. I'm a lifetime Beaver County resident, as you mentioned. I was born and raised in Economy Borough. Went to the Ambridge Area School District. Just to, make a connection with my career choice, I always had a passion for aviation. After watching Top Gun, you see Tom Cruise when you're 10 years old, watching Top Gun, and you really start to get a passion for aviation. You want to be a pilot, and that was me. I was close, actually, in high school to making a commitment to go to Air Force Academy, but was in love and frankly didn't want to leave her. And I think that was a really good decision and choice, because 30 years later we're still together right now. But that didn't stop my passion for aviation. I graduated, went to Geneva College, so stayed local. Went to Geneva, graduated with a mechanical engineering degree, and then after working for a few different companies after graduation, I actually saw an ad in the paper that mentioned that they were hiring an airport authority mechanical engineering project manager, and I thought, that's really my chance to get into aviation and get in this industry that I was passionate about since I was young. So, I was hired in December of 2000, 9 months prior to the events of 9/11. So you realize probably how much my job has really changed in the last 22 years. And so, that's really how I got involved in aviation. And, today I'm the Executive Vice President and Chief Development Officer, responsible for our engineering and intelligent infrastructure, for our planning and environmental, our sustainability, and our capital development, including, many of the projects that you already mentioned. And that's kind of me in a nutshell.
You were the Tom Cruise to your wife when she fell in love with you. And,
I wish, but no, I'm not.
Yeah. And Geneva has a very good mechanical engineering department.
Yeah, they're just a fantastic educational facility, and I actually started off at Grove City, went to Grove City for 2 years, and really wasn't finding my way in college, and I knew I needed to make a change, which Grove City was a phenomenal school as well. And then when I made the change to Geneva, I really gelled with the professors there, and it was great to be a part of that educational facility and to learn from those professors, because they really helped me choose a really great career path, and it's been making dividends for me since. I actually went back in 2010 and got my MBA from Geneva College because I thought it was that special. So, yeah.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about what the Allegheny County Airport Authority does? What does it encompass?
Yeah, so the Airport Authority, we own and operate 2 airports. Pittsburgh International Airport, obviously being the big one, but oftentimes people don't remember that we also own and operate the Allegheny County Airport in West Mifflin, just outside of Kennywood. So we run these 2 airports. We're responsible from a regulatory standpoint. The FAA counts on us to make sure that these remain open, operational, and safe for the traveling public, and for all the other folks that are flying out of here, general aviation, business aircraft, cargo planes, all that kind of stuff. So that's really what the Airport Authority does.
And a day in the life of Paul Hoback, what would that encompass?
The day in the life of Paul Hoback never looks the same. Yeah. Every day is completely different, and I can tell you it has been completely different for 23 years. You might go into a day seeing that you have 6 or 7 meetings on your schedule, and it could all change based on what's happening, at the airport that day. So there is never a day that is the same, which frankly I love. I think that's phenomenal, and it makes me get up every morning just excited to come to work.
Yeah, I would like to take a flight to Fort Lauderdale. Can you arrange that?
Yes, we got plenty of those, and definitely it's great to watch the people coming in and out of the airport, and to think about what their journeys might be. Some of them are going on sad journeys, unfortunately, to visit a loved one that's sick or something like that. But then so many people are coming through the airport happy and excited to go on their next great adventure. So it's very interesting to watch that dynamic as you walk through the terminal.
This is in relationship to really nothing, but why did you move the Franco Harris statue?
So the Franco Harris statue has been airside for years. It's moved around at different times depending on some construction that we've had on airside. But the Franco Harris, we've had such an outpouring of love for Franco Harris, and people really wanted to see the statue. And people who didn't have to buy a plane ticket to go airside to see the statue. So we decided at that point to move the Franco Harris statue landside, right by the security checkpoint, so everybody can see Franco as they're leaving for their flights. We also are just getting ready to start construction right in the center core in airside. So that's another important reason why we had to choose a different destination for Franco and for our other statues of George Washington and Nellie Bly.
Okay. And at the Allegheny County Airport, what actually goes on there? I know you have festivals out there every so often, but other than that, when people come out to watch the planes fly around, what's going on?
It is just really a special place to be. It was built in 1931. It is really a hidden gem that we have here in Allegheny County for the people of Allegheny County and the surrounding counties. It's just so beautiful. It's an Art Deco building that was built in an era where they really, truly focused on every square inch and how that was going to be designed. So there's a lot of people that just come out there to visit. Just like Beaver County Airport, a lot of people just want to see planes. They love aviation. They have a passion for that, and they just want to go out and see planes take off. So you get a lot of people like that. But we also, primarily out there, it's a reliever airport for Pitt. For Pittsburgh International, if we are too overwhelmed or anything, which we're not ever, but if they need to land at a different airport, they can land there at the Allegheny County Airport. So it's a backup airport for us here at Pittsburgh International, and it's also mainly general aviation. So aviation schools are out there. You have maintenance education out there. You have business aircraft that fly out of there. So a lot of companies that have their own private planes. They store them out there at the Allegheny County Airport. So we're very busy out there as well.
We're talking with Paul Hoback. He's the Chief Development Officer at the Allegheny County Airport Authority, and kind of straddling both counties, maybe a foot in Beaver County, foot in Allegheny County, with your work at the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport. Who do you answer to?
I report to Christina Casotis, who has been just a complete game changer for our airport. I can't say enough about Christina and her leadership. She came to us about 8.5 years ago, and she came to us at a moment when, after the dehubbing of Pittsburgh International and after we continue to lose, flights, she came to us when we were near our bottom and really has helped transform the entire team. And really, I can't say enough about working for her. I've learned so much from Christina over the years. And
when we talk about flying and we talk about the airport, of course, it's world-renowned. And when it first opened up, it was the hub for U.S. Airways, and then that went away. And we're always hearing about different things. Talk about the growth of the airport and what you're looking for in the future, because I know when the Shell cracker plant picked Beaver County as a place to build their cracker plant, Allegheny County was in the running for that as well. Do you still get business from that, and is it close enough where both counties are really benefiting from it?
So, I'll tell you, the Shell cracker plant, we expect to see growth here at Pittsburgh International Airport, especially along the airport corridor between Pittsburgh International and the cracker plant. We expect to see a lot of growth around there. So we absolutely expect to see, development around the airport just generated because of the Shell cracker plant, because of their decision to come to Beaver County. So, development around the airport is something that's big right now. We've got a lot of recent wins, and it's an exciting time to be here at the airport.
Let's talk because you probably have meetings that you can't even count how many nowadays, but you deal with Rich Fitzgerald in Allegheny County and our Beaver County communities who are all looking for something different from the airport authority.
Oh, yeah, certainly. It is a great environment. One thing that's very special about Western Pennsylvania is we all seem to come together, and we talk to other airports across the country, and they just don't have nearly the support from their partners around those cities that we have. So we thank our lucky stars. We are so blessed to be able to have incredible partners and incredible leaders in our region, like Rich Fitzgerald, like, the commissioners of Beaver County, like the local House and Senate, delegates and all of those kinds of things. We just can't have a more special community of partnerships that can help, really utilize the airport as an economic engine to really, push us forward in the future and be game changers and leaders in the entire aviation industry. So we are very fortunate around here to have that.
And Paul, because of the growth that's happening all around us, I want to find out when we come back from the break whether it's a benefit to the counties to have the Pittsburgh International Airport here so close by, or does the development that is ongoing and will continue over the next few years a benefit to the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport, because it would mean more business, more people, more businesses flying in and out. We've got to take a short break here, and then we'll continue our conversation. Our guest is Paul Hoback. He is the Chief Development Officer, Allegheny County Airport Authority. We're learning all about how special it is and how it's so good to have this synchronizing of the counties to be able to bring more growth and development in Beaver County. I'm Mike Romigh. This is the Best of Beaver County on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. Of the many things that make St. Barnabas Health System apart from the ordinary is an appreciation for their employees, an act that does not go unnoticed. Let's learn more about what this means from one of their employees.
Hi, my name's Susan Elleteri. I'm a registered nurse at St. Barnabas. Our team is responsible for the excellent care of our residents. Tending to their specific needs is very important. We pursue compassionate care, hard work, and kindness, and it is an extremely rewarding career, and I'm very grateful to have nursing as a career. It's extremely rewarding. We can acknowledge the goodness in our life, and I do believe that.
Find out about the exceptional career opportunities St. Barnabas has to offer by visiting stbarnabashealthsystem.com/careers for more information, or by calling 724-444-JOBS. That's 724-444-5627. Find out why St. Barnabas is apart from the ordinary. Welcome back to the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. We continue our conversation with Paul Hoback, who is Executive Vice President, Chief Development Officer for Allegheny County Airport Authority, and he is a native of Beaver County, still calls Beaver County home, and he just takes that little commute up 376 to go to work. Paul, as we were going into the break, I mentioned that with all the development going on here, are we fortunate to be so close to the Pittsburgh International Airport, or is the airport obviously benefiting from the fact that we are so much in demand by businesses nowadays to come to Beaver County and that part of Allegheny County?
So I think both of those are true. The development on an airport is so important, and it's actually an economic engine that drives the region. I mentioned that earlier. And here at Pittsburgh International, we're actually in a very strategic location, and let me explain that. First of all, we as an airport have about 8,800 acres of land that the airport owns around our property, which is huge. I think we're the 7th biggest airport in all of the United States, and much of that land is really ripe for development. We're also situated with so many converging highways all around us. We're very close to rail. We're close to the Ohio River. The airport itself is within a 90-minute flight of 70% of the U.S. population. So that is so important from a strategic standpoint. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that we, as an airport with 8,800 acres of land, are sitting on top of the Marcellus Shale, which is huge and really creates unique opportunities for development at the airport and all around. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Shell cracker plant made their decision, because of all the shale gas that we have here. So with all that in mind, we as an airport have certainly taken advantage of all of that. We just recently built and opened and started operating our microgrid. It's the only one in the world that actually powers the entire airport. We're completely off the electrical grid. We generate all of our own power here at the airport with 5 natural gas generators and 10,000 solar panels that you can see as you're driving towards Pittsburgh on 376. You can see on the left-hand side right after the airport entrance. We have development that we call our Neighborhood 91 that is going on. We are building currently a new cargo and logistics center, and then we also have our big terminal modernization program that makes all of those projects look very small in comparison. So I think both of those answers are true, and we benefit because we're in Western Pennsylvania as an airport, and also we around the airport benefit because the airport is right here. Mm-hmm.
So I believe I heard you say that there should never be a power outage at the Pittsburgh International Airport.
There shouldn't be, because anytime we have anytime the electrical grid has a problem, we'll still be operating because we're generating all of our own electric. And then anytime our microgrid might have a problem, the electric grid is our backup. So, knock on wood, we should never have that problem.
And 88,000 acres, how much of that is parking lot?
Oh my, I wouldn't even know how much. I know we have enough pavement out here, including the airfield pavement and including all of our parking lots, to make a 4-lane highway between here and Atlanta.
Wow.
There's that much pavement here.
Wow, that's incredible. And
imagine what it takes to actually maintain all of that pavement. And it takes a pretty great workforce to do that. And we have an amazing team that does snow removal and does maintenance on all of our pavement. It's the best in the country.
I was just going to say that. You're probably a pretty big employer for both counties, Allegheny and Beaver.
Yeah, we sure are, and there's probably we count on people from the 10 counties across Western Pennsylvania. And they even have people that come from Ohio that work here with us, and as well as West Virginia. So we benefit from the entire Western Pennsylvania and surrounding area.
In your answer, you had mentioned Neighborhood 91. Can you tell us
Yes.
about that? What is that initiative?
Yeah, so that Neighborhood 91 is built on our Innovation Campus, which is just off the Clinton Interchange. Neighborhood 91 concept is actually a concept that condenses the entire additive manufacturing and 3D printing supply chain, basically into one powerful ecosystem, or neighborhood, as we call it. It's on a 180-acre development of land at the airport. So you would actually have manufacturers located out there, people, companies that do the heat treatment, transportation, powder storage, recycling facilities for the gas that's used in the production, and so on and so forth. All of these things work, all these entities work together, condensing the amount of time it takes for these companies to produce parts, because sometimes, in additive manufacturing production elsewhere, they produce their parts with a 3D printing. They send them 200 miles away to get heat treated. They bring them back. They send them to get inspected to another and to get finished in another area. And so it takes up to 27 days to produce a part. By having all of those in one neighborhood, we can actually reduce that to like 3 or 4 days that they can produce parts. The name itself, the Neighborhood 91, comes from the 90 unique neighborhoods that are in Pittsburgh, and this development is the 91st, with the neighborhood concept being all of those stages of the supply chain working together. Just like you borrow a ladder from your neighbor, we expect that each tenant of our Neighborhood 91 will utilize each other to their collective benefit. So that's really what Neighborhood 91 is all about.
When I ride on the Vanport Bridge, I look over at the cracker plant and I see a city unto itself. And now listening to you in Neighborhood 91 and all the area out around the Pittsburgh International Airport, I'm thinking, this is a city unto itself as well. We didn't know. We generally just drive up down 376, get off at the terminal, go in with our bags, and get on a plane. We don't see what's happening around the airport area.
Yeah, almost everybody who works here describes it exactly the way you just said it. We describe it as working for a city. We have a fire department. We have police department. We have, just like parks and recreation, we have people that take care of our landscaping, field maintenance. We have people that maintain all of our buildings. You might, the normal passenger might just, be in two of our buildings, the landside and the airside terminal. But we actually have close to 100 buildings that we maintain on the property. So it is like working for a city, and there's that much. And that's why there's not a single day that is the same. You're constantly changing what you do out here. So,
do you have underground tunnels where the workers go, like Disney World?
We have 7 underground tunnels that connect our landside terminal to airside. The normal passenger rides in one of those. The underground tunnel is the people mover train that takes people on the train between landside and airside. So that's just one of our tunnels, but we have other tunnels for our baggage systems, for the utilities that go between buildings, and for emergency evacuation if something ever happened to either one of those people mover trains. So 7 tunnels that are about a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile each that run between landside and airside.
We're talking with Paul Hoback. He's Executive Vice President, Chief Development Officer, Allegheny County Airport Authority. Is the goal to be more customer, to make the customer's flying experience more unique? Is the goal to bring more business to the airport? What is the goal? What would you be satisfied with? Because it seems as though there's always something next coming up. Let's talk about terminal modernization program. What does that? What do you hope to achieve with that?
Yeah. So let me first answer that the question you just asked, which what's the most important priority out here? Mm-hmm. It's always the passenger. It's the passenger first. We put the passenger first, and everything we do must ultimately be able to be connected to the passenger. And that's one of the reasons why we're building a new airport and we're doing this terminal modernization program. So, just if I could explain for a few seconds, the current airport was built for a single airline. It was built for U.S. Air as a major hub of where the majority of passengers were connecting passengers, meaning they were flying in on a plane, they'd get off a plane at one gate, they'd walk to another gate, and they'd fly out. I think it was like upwards of 75% of our passengers when I first started here in 2000 were all connecting passengers. We now have less than 5%. All of our passengers now are those origin and destination. So the people that are flying to Pittsburgh or people from Pittsburgh flying to somewhere else. That is an important element of why we had to do this. You probably know our story. After 9/11, there were 2 U.S. Airways bankruptcies, and that led to the dehubbing of Pittsburgh International. Our airport now is 31 years old. All of the systems are in need of replacement. They're past their useful life, and they're very costly to operate and maintain. And 2 examples are one I just mentioned, the People Mover train that goes between landside and airside. That costs $4 million a year to operate and maintain. And also in those tunnels is 8 miles of baggage conveyor, and you know that sometimes it takes way too long for you to get your bags, and that's unacceptable to us. So a few years ago, we were facing a decision: do we renovate everything and still have all of those operation and maintenance costs, or do we build a new airport that's designed for the current origin and destination market? This was a no-brainer. The finances made sense to build a new landside terminal that connects to our existing airside terminal. So the ticketing, the baggage claim, the security checkpoint that you all have in one terminal right now, we're basically going to tear that terminal down, and we're going to build a new terminal that's connected to airside right at about the TGI Fridays space. Construction's well underway in this new terminal. We're also building a 5,000 space parking garage. I think it's the biggest in Pennsylvania. We're building a new roadway system, parking lots, and all of that for that improved passenger experience. Also for sustainability reasons, we're going to be LEED Silver certified building. And then, most important to our airline partners, since our airlines are who pays for the majority of the costs associated with the debt that we take out in building this new airport. So we don't use a dime of taxpayer money to operate our airport, and we don't use a dime of taxpayer money to build this new airport. So being able to reduce our operation and maintenance costs by $20 million was a critical aspect of this project, and we were able to achieve that with our new terminal modernization.
It's amazing. When you said that, I just heard a loud cheer coming out of Beaver County saying that you don't use a penny of taxpayers' money for this.
Not a dime.
Not a dime. And just our last minute here. So you think all this modernization will help you return to hub status?
So, maybe we'll be a hub of innovation. Mm-hmm. But no, we will not be a hub again. The airline business has changed since the 1990s. Hubs at medium-sized markets is really a thing of the past. We don't have enough population to sustain the airline's expectations to be a hub. Okay. And you know what? That's okay. We will be the best darn origin and destination airport we can be, and we're extremely proud of that.
Paul Hoback is the Executive Vice President, Chief Development Officer, Allegheny County Airport Authority. Paul, it has been very interesting speaking with you. I learned a lot in this short segment. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, this has been an incredible time. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I love to talk about the incredible things that are happening at the airport, and I especially love to talk to the people of Beaver County, the people that I also call home with.
Thank you for listening. This is the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. I'm Mike Romigh. Stay safe.
When you think about retirement, what images come to mind? Why not let yourself imagine enjoying an exceptional retirement lifestyle at the Village at St. Barnabas in Gibsonia? Attainable luxury can become yours because the Village has no large upfront fees and it's based on a simple annual no-risk contract. The only decision to make is when to move in. Call 724-443-0700 or click stbarnabashealthsystem.com.
Thank you for listening to the Best of Beaver County. St. Barnabas is pleased to have provided content and sponsorship for the program. Tune in this Sunday at 11:30 for an encore presentation of today's program on Beaver County Radio. And next Thursday at 11 for another edition of the Best of Beaver County on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM.